good afternoon, everyone. So before someone will raise their hand and ask what my name is, for the next few minutes, I require you to strip away my name, my title, and everything you know about me. Today, I am not your speaker. I am David. Not as the king of legends, but as a mere shepherd boy that by every objective of power, all unqualified. So for 40 days, a giant named Goliath, a titan wrapped in bronze, stood in the valley of Elah and demanded a champion. The greatest warriors of Israel stood there paralyzed by the optic of his power. But then this guy, David, came up, stepped into the valley, nothing in hand, to face his certain death. Yes, the outcome seemed impossible. But what makes the story truly fascinating isn't the fact that David won. It is that 99% of us were so conditioned to believe that he would lose. David stepped up because he refused to follow what's so-called the conventional thinking. It is how we accept our loss even before making the first move. How we think that the weak should retreat, the small should imitate the large, and the challenger should wait until he is powerful enough to compete on equal terms. David won because he was the only person in the valley dared to do one thing. He refused to guard the armor, and because if he takes the armor, it is he accepting his loss by playing by the Goliath rule. And that is important because that is our first D of today, disruptive. Now, leaving the valley of Elah for a little moments, let's come to another valley, the Silicon Valley in 2008, when the whole industry was ruled by actual Goliaths. But then this guy, Brian Chesky, came up, a young, unemployed designer with nothing in hand, zero capital, zero assets, drowning in debts just to pay rents. And the name of Airbnb was born out of a completely financial misery. But then, why? Look at this chart now, how in 2019, Airbnb has successfully knocked down Marriott and Hilton. How so? Yes, Brian Chesky has created another business model called the zero-light model that's driven by the asset-light model that's driven by zero marginal cost. So basically, Airbnb doesn't create a single square inch of real estate. They just simply use what have been wasting, the empty rooms in your house. So by the time that Airbnb expands to millions of rooms, the cost to open up another one is virtually zero. Chesky has a disruptive mind enough to come up with this model. However, to protect this model before the word, he needs the second to be disagreeable. Wow, but why did the 7 brilliant minds in the Silicon Valley still miss Airbnb? Well, the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche has come up with a herd morality to explain these concepts. So he conducted that humans possess an instinct to blindly follow the group's belief without examinations. So how can we really break free from this mentality? Well, that lies in our third D of today's presentations, the little secret weapon that's shared by both David and Chesky. Desperations paradoxically become a ultimate freedom for everyone, for the underdog to do whatever they want. Because when we have nothing left to lose, we have no reason to stay in the line. But now I'm standing here applauding David as a symbol of an underdog overcoming the impossible odds. But I want you today to look at a brutal truth. David was never the underdog, and Goliath was never the giant. The medical historians has rechecked Goliath's medical profile and found out that his massive height of 9 feet wasn't a trait of a giant. It is a symptom of disease called acromegaly that's severely affecting his optic, giving his double visions. But the systems has successfully tricked all of us that Goliath is the giant and we are the weak one. This is the system. The system has tricked all of us that we think that we are the weak one and we have to retreat. Too many Davids spend their entire life building up a conventional cage out of conventional thinking, enjoying the comfort of the herd and forgetting that a cage, no matter how immense, glittering, and beautiful, is still a cage. The truth Goliath was never standing across the battlefield. It is an invisible cage that we are no longer dreamed of escaping. Goliath is not an adversary. He is a vision test. To test on, do you see an immovable giant or you see an obsolete system that's waiting to collapse? So dear my beloved audience, Tell me, what do you see? Thank you.